I just got done watching WWE Roadblock, and I don't know what that was. That wasn't a WWE Network special. It was a glorified house show put on WWE Network. There was a couple good things that happened out of it. I thought Natalia was pretty awesome. I don't know why she's not on the main roster. Maybe it was just because Canada and they had to throw her on the show. Obviously, that's why they did it. But I thought that was awesome. I think she should be on the show more often. But I hate Charlotte so much that kind of negates the fact that I liked that match. And then we can go into the fact that Enzo and Cass were awesome. That tag team match was great. It was cool to see that match because it was different than the New Day match, and it was a lot of great wrestling. And just let it happen. Let them wrestle. Let it go down. That's how it should happen in the WWE. Just let them have their time. And they let the Divas have their match, and that was good. But why did they swerve us and have Bray Wyatt not wrestle? Is he injured, or did they just think that Bray Wyatt doesn't need to wrestle? And so then that made me lead to the fact that maybe since Luke Harper fought Brock Lesnar, that maybe Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt would fight at Mania. But then we go to the fast forward to the end, and the end of the show was Triple H and Dean Ambrose, and obviously Dean Ambrose didn't win. But then at the end of the show, they're like, yeah, now we're gonna have Dean Ambrose and Brock and No Holds Barred at WrestleMania. So I don't know why they didn't have Bray Wyatt, and I know that that's Bray Wyatt's thing. That's just what he does. He makes his family fight for him. That's fine. But why couldn't you have just had him wrestle Brock since it was advertised as Brock versus Bray? But what do I know? Anyway, I don't know what that was. They kind of, I think they swerved us on that one. They made it seem like it was going to be a awesome pay-per-view. I bought into it. I thought it was going to be something cool. And then everything just didn't matter. And they, like, to find out, they did a live event in New Jersey the same time this is going on. So half the roster wasn't even there. So what is the point of doing this network special if everything remains the same? I don't get it. It's not a it's not a roadblock. It's more like a speed bump. It was called WWE Roadblock. It should be like speed bump because all it did was just like you just go over it and then you're back onto the same path. Like they could have done something cool and had Dean Ambrose win, and then you'd wonder what's going to happen at Mania, and then I'd be like, oh no, we don't know what's going to happen at Mania. But instead, I sit here, I almost fall asleep, and that's that. I don't want to complain about it because I just feel like complaining is overdone and everybody complains about everything these days. But I will say that didn't do anything for wrestling. It just was a speed bump, not a roadblock to WrestleMania. So I don't know. What did you guys think of that? Honestly, I was sitting there like looking at Twitter, just like not paying attention half the time. And I don't know. It was all right. Dean Ambrose looked great. I liked the ending to the main event with Dean Ambrose sliding in after a 9 count and then getting pedigreed. That was pretty awesome. And then to think that Dean Ambrose was almost going to win, but he had his foot under the rope, which I love when WWE just pulls out these rules that people don't really realize or they don't know that exist. Like that one time they had an instant replay. They never did that again. But this time they did he slid in after a 9 count. Got pedigreed, boom, that was it. I thought for a second that he was going to win the title when he had that 3 count, and then nope, just kidding, LOL. But that's WWE for you. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of this pay-per-view, network special, house show, whatever. I use asterisk next to network special, and then it should say like underlined house show, live event, whatever you want to call it. Because when I went to that live event, it was booked the same way. The one that I went to in Iowa was exactly like that. We saw Jack Swagger wrestle. We saw Stardust wrestle Sami Zayn, and then Sami Zayn didn't look like he did anything. I don't know. It was cool to see Sami Zayn, though, but he didn't look like he really did anything. Anyway, done, enough. Triple H still champion. Roman Reigns didn't show up at all. I don't know why not. Could have had him show up. I don't know what they're doing anymore. Hopefully Raw will be cool. Shane McMahon didn't show up. Again, nothing changed. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. This didn't matter. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought. We'll end the video here. Too sweet.